Well, let me tell you now. You see, I'm from the future. When I saved you died. So I decided to go back in time. Just after you got killed. And here we are. Oh, the plasma?
Yeah. What do you think?
I got a plan about it. We met guys. We should be getting back to my time zone now. Let's come on.
That's it.
Yep. What I did is split time zones into different realities. One universe, she lives. The other universe, she dies. So, yeah. But this universe, my universe, she lives. But in alternate reality, she died. So, yeah. Let's go back to the place now.
What's your question?
Yeah. On my hand. Cool. Behind the next guy. Disconnect. We'll click Instagram grab. Maybe one off.
Just a third. So scientists have straight up just found alien DNA in humans. No, I am not joking around. Now, a group of scientists did a study on some people who claimed that they were abducted by aliens. Now, from the start, they thought they were completely full of shit. But then they saw there was legitimate parts of their DNA that did not match their parents. And doing some further insight, it seems like it came from something that is not on this planet. Now, there also is a very good chance this could just be a technical error or some other science stuff. But according to the scientists, it seems like humans are going through a genetic transformation. So scientists have straight up just found alien DNA in humans. No, I am not joking around. Now, a group of scientists did a study on some people who claimed that they were abducted by aliens. Now, from the start, they thought their Hideo Kojima might just prove that ghosts are real.
Shinobu, you don't look so good.
Right, she's a ghost hand. Listen, we know that Kojima loves to scam actors, musicians, music, but you name it.
It has to scam my like underneath my feet. We're my friends.
But now we might be taking things a little too far because I'm going for the scam ghost.
Screw that! It was like a...
Recently, we got a deeper look at Kojima's upcoming game. While there are still a lot of questions, it does look absolutely insane, like the successful continue at for a moment. And not only did Kojima use his infamous scan tech to break through the main character playing Halo thing, but according to the man himself, he's bent on being a first-person scan.
I want to scan a ghost for the first time.
It may sound far-fetched, but he's already halfway there because apparently he heard in the trailer actually go inside the studio itself because, you know, it's fun.
You hear this interacting sprite, baby? What we finna do?
Good boy. Actually, I told you to. There we go. I told you to Will was watching
It's not a bad thing to be wary of a possible spy in
way
the
before
academy,
you.
but it's way too soon to
You
jump
know.
to conclusions. For
When I
now, they
woke
need
up,
to make
I
sure
watched
that their
the video
stories
before
match
you
up.
came,
If there
and
really
yeah,
is a spy in
why
the
not watch
academy,
Again.
then Guillaume will definitely become a target once word gets around that he defeated a demonoid alone. Abel doesn't really agree with keeping things under wraps like this, but since Guillaume has worked so hard for their sake, and the group seems to unanimously agree with this decision, she suggests that they talk to her grandfather first. The cadets return to the school and Guillaume is taken to a hospital. He wakes up as the bright, even sun shines on his face, and he's almost surprised that he's alive. The last thing he remembers is the mermaid shooting a magic sphere out right before it died. It wasn't an attack that he could dodge, but he just barely managed to see it. He used his sashimi knife to cut through a line, and the magic severed into two halves before bursting. Looking back at it, the magic...
Pause it. I'll tell you my quick one. Computer area, you know, in my bedroom here, and kitchen, then table. This area is for me and my girls, and that area is for the survivors. As you can see, so yeah. There we go. Let's go back here. Press play.
was definitely water. On top of that...
And can I cut for a second? Yes, I downloaded new furniture add-on as well, as you can already tell. Not that, not that. As you can see, I downloaded a new furniture add-on. And that's all the furniture add-on. And then look at it, it's heaps. I wish this set comes to console. All of this furniture. There's way more than these boring furniture add-ons. And these ones as well. This one have heaps of shit and heaps of furniture. Well, in this one, you know what I mean. But yeah, yes, I downloaded new furniture add-on. Because I mean, I need new furniture instead of having the same furniture over and over and over. Just like I'm trying to figure out magic mods as well. Magic add-ons. To see if which one's gonna work, which one's not. So, yeah. Okay, 3, 2, 1, action.
After activating the Sword God's blessing, he felt something that he can't describe. He calls his blessing just to make sure, and the screen pops up in front of him again. His mental fortitude has increased by 1, and that's mostly likely why he didn't get scared when he faced the mermaid. It also looks like his assimilation rate has increased enough for him to unlock the mysterious attribute. The next attribute will be unlocked when his assimilation rate reaches 15%. Maybe this strange unlockable is what allowed him to see the red line to cut with the mermaid. As he's thinking about his blessing, the door opens and a familiar figure dashes in. It's Medea, and she wastes no time wrapping Guillaume in a tight hug. She fusses over him as Guillaume tries his hardest to breathe through her death hug. She pulls away from him eventually and apologizes, but then reveals why she came here to see him. She opens up a dimensional pocket through her purse. She pulls out the reward from the pocket, and it's what he had been hoping to get from the exam, the Murasami sword. The Murasami is a B-rank sword with high-level stats, and it's exactly what Guillaume was looking for. He stares at it in disbelief as Medea asks him if he likes it. She apologizes for giving it to him in this kind of situation, since he should have gotten it officially. Meanwhile, someone lurks at the door watching the whole interaction. Medea calls out to the person and tells them to just get in the room instead of stalking at the door like some kind of shy creep. Siegfried Nibelung clears his throat and walks through the door sheepishly to stand beside Medea. This interaction gives Guillaume a strange sense of as they walk. But before the midterms, she received reports that they had completed multiple preliminary surveys of the island. Even though it was rare, the Scopuli Island was known as a ground for mermaid sightings, so she took every precaution to make sure that nothing would happen to her precious students. And yet something terrible like this would happen under her watch. Siegfried places a calming hand on her shoulder, and she snaps out of it with an apologetic look. Then she immediately switches to fangirl mode, as she thinks about how amazing Guillaume is. The fact that he took a mermaid down all by himself is incredible, and she asks Siegfried what he thinks. Siegfried has seen natural-born talent countless times. He has seen many names hailed as the chosen ones of their era, only for them to lose sight of their light. In families of heroes that are desperate for glory and honor, the word genius is recklessly thrown around. When a child shows the slightest bit of promise, they are called a genius because of their bloodline. It's also a word that he forbade from being used to describe even his own granddaughter, Abel. But if it's Guillaume, whose talent is so unfathomable, then maybe the word genius can only apply to him. If he continues to accumulate experience, Siegfried wonders just how far he will go. Maybe Kang Guillaume could even reach the place that Siegfried could only dream of. Without answering her question, Siegfried walks past Medea, but not before advising her to stay put at the academy for now. She smiles and follows after him, and the two continue their small talk as they make their way through the halls. Later, Guillaume is released from the hospital, and he goes to attend class as usual. Just like the headmaster instructed, the fact that he took down a demonoid on Scopuli Island seems to have been kept under wraps. Guillaume can't help but feel that his classmates can be so carefree because he stopped the mermaid. After he was initially discharged, the first thing he did was to visit the school's forge to reshape and enhance Murasami. The sword was just a metal rod to him at the moment, considering the sword god's blessing, so reforging it is a must. He went to meet the blacksmith Vollander. Now he can only hope for a successful enhancement. As he thinks through the recent events, he hears Chloe call out his name. He turns to see her walking towards him in crutches, while her leg is in a cast. Thanks to Speed Weapon's emergency treatment, the doctor said that she will be able to walk without crutches within a week. Despite her injuries, it looks like she's doing much better. Even if Guillaume did take down the mermaid alone, it was thanks to everyone's efforts that they all came out of that situation alive. Chloe's rescue call, Rachel's merman clearing, and Speed's healing and blessings all played a part in that battle. The only person who didn't play a decent role would be Leon. Guillaume can't help but wonder if he is going to be able to defeat the Demon King with a fighting spirit like that. Maybe it's because he got injured first or something. Their chat is interrupted when their instructor barges into the class and orders everyone to sit down and pay attention to a few announcements before the training assembly. Once all the students are in their seats, he informs them that there will be someone co-instructing them. The students are initially annoyed by this sudden change until they see just who will be instructing them. Siegfried calmly walks into the class, much to the astonishment of the entire class, as Lee Bonbin bows to him in respect. Even Gima can't hold back his shock at seeing the strongest human coming to his class. Meanwhile, elsewhere, an old man is thrown against a wall before being grabbed by the scruff of his neck and held up the wall. A pink-haired woman slaps the old man across the face, sending him flying to the ground. He apologizes to the woman named Instructor Kim, while she struggles to control her breathing. This woman that is mercilessly beating up this man is the 5th Demon Corps commander, and she is not pleased at all. She asks him why he didn't cooperate with her when he had the chance, and the man tries to apologize, but that only gets him another smack to the face. It's clear that the purple-haired instructor is tired of apologies. The goal of this whole scheme was to bring Leon back from the exams half dead. He may be a hero candidate, but there's no way he could take out a mermaid alone. But now, because of the old man's incompetence, Leon is now comfortable at the academy. Instructor Kim gives the elder another kick to the face, but immediately regrets it when she sees that she got blood on her shoes. She still can't believe that a full demonoid was taken down by a bunch of first years, but looking at the new students that joined the academy this year, she can't say that she is surprised. The elder speaks up and clarifies that taking on the mermaid was done by just and importance rapidly increases in the latter half of the story. So why is someone who's this important training with Wolf class? The main story has clearly started to go off track, and now it's it's pretty much falling apart. Come to think of it, Leon never ended up receiving the Sword Saint title, and that ended up being a pretty big issue in his past life. But Leon can't inherit the Sword Saint family because he's not part of the Nibelung bloodline, so it doesn't matter. That doesn't make this situation any less uncomfortable for Giamma, though, especially considering the jealous glares his classmates keep shooting him. With how close Siegfried is to Giamma, it almost looks like they are running together. Siegfried also takes moments to try and educate Giamma, telling him that the foundation of any good sword naturally goes towards the sashimi knife, laying unnoticed on the process he has ever faced. However, Siegfried has a different idea in mind. He calls for Giamma to come forward for the spar. Siegfried is also holding one of the novice weapons from the pile of old tools, but in his hands, the piece of junk looks especially sharp. The other students are still jealous and confused by the fact that the Sword Emperor himself is calling Giamma out personally. Giamma comes out, and before they start, he asks, still, he can't ignore his pride as a swordsman and his urge to fight. Li Wanbin notices Giamma's change in demeanor and rushes to stop what's about to happen, but Siegfried stops him. It seems like Giamma has already made up his mind. Giamma pulls out the sashimi knife from its cover and prepares for a fight. A duel in the mental realm is an intense battle of wits, and Siegfried can tell just from the short time they have crossed swords that Giamma is growing at an impressive rate. If that's the case, the Sword Emperor might have to take things to another level as well. He activates a powerful blessing called the Sword Spirit Protection, and even outside the mental realm, the students can feel the intense pressure coming from the two of them. The blue light coming from Siegfried's sword is definitely some sort of aura. It looks like the battle was so intense that the two of them broke out of the mental realm and returned to reality. Things are starting to get out of hand, and if Li Wanbin doesn't do something to and yet he said that today, if Medea hadn't intervened, things could have gotten really dangerous. The mental realm is also a really strange thing to experience. The mental realm is only achieved when one grasps full mastery and understanding of their weapon. It's an active space that can be activated when certain conditions are met, and only peak masters who have honed a single weapon for their entire lives can enter it. Because of this, even in the World Miracles Blessing game, not even 10 heroes can freely enter the mental realm. Leon, the protagonist, blessed with the qualities of a hero, needed 3 years of private training just to set foot in it. That's the point where Giamma stopped playing. However, Giamma managed to do it right away. Maybe it's because of his sashimi knife. Including his previous life, he has been using the sashimi knife for more than 20 years. What's more, every time he unleashed the Sword Spirit's blessing, he would experience...
Ready? Yeah. Cool. It doesn't matter. Well, I'll see you in 2 years. See you then.